The common theme in all this is my good sense says not to stay.
Mm-hmm.
This is not good for me. This isn't healthy for me. That's the common theme in all of these.
Have you been wondering how to break free from the affair once and for all? Now's the time to take back your life, your emotions, find happiness, joy, and fulfillment with your marriage. HealingBrokenTrust.com is the place where you can find resources to take the healing journey to the next level. You'll find incredible resources for every stage of your affair recovery journey. Connect with our team of qualified affair recovery therapists who stay current with the ever-growing, ever-changing affair recovery research that's available to help you heal wherever you are in the process. Take our home study course focused on helping you communicate and express yourself in a way that gets you what you want. You can also book an incredible one-on-one intensive retreat where instead of dragging out the pain over months or years, you can condense the time it takes to heal in just a matter of days using scientifically proven methods that work to help couples lower their guard, let go of the fear, melt the anger, and experience each other at a deep emotional level you may have never experienced before. So what are you waiting for? Go to HealingBrokenTrust.com. But don't take our word for it. Read the client letters and listen to the reviews on the HealingBrokenTrust.com website. So go to HealingBrokenTrust.com and we'll talk to you soon. Welcome to the Healing Broken Trust podcast with Brad and Morgan Robinson. Today we're talking about wounds that do not heal. Brad, are there actually wounds that don't heal?
Morgan, I would say yes, but they are very limited circumstances, very limited situations. And I want to say this as we get started. Not everybody who experiences one of these four things that I'm going to describe wouldn't be able to heal from it. You know, some people would be able to heal from it. It's very individualistic. And so some people wouldn't be able to heal, while others would be able to heal.
Okay, so there's something about the individual couple that makes them more resilient or less resilient in some ways?
And I think that, a lot of that has to do with maybe the individual background of the person being betrayed, the quality of the relationship, before the infidelity, the level of effort going into repair after the affair, the climate of the marriage before the affair. A lot of different things go into this, but these are things that I have noticed with couples that they're big deals, but I would say most people are able to be helped. Okay. So like 99% of everybody listening is not going to have gone through a situation like this.
It's too big to help.
Yeah, that's too big to help. And so if you think you're this, most likely you're not.
Right, and because most people think, man, if they cheat on me, I'm not, we're not going to make it. This isn't going to work. I'm not going to stay with them. But truly, when it actually happens to them, that feeling of it's not going to work kind of goes out the window.
Yeah.
For many different reasons. So people will think that they fit into the category of, this is not going to work, or, it's too big to heal or too big to work on. But truly, that's not the case for a lot of people. So let's jump into what wounds are too big to heal and what makes somebody less resilient.
Okay. So the first is when their life is put in danger because of the affair, like contracting a deadly disease, like an
STD or
STD that produces cancer,
HIV,
things like that. Those can be, not always, but can be a situation where the person who's betrayed just says, I can't do this. You were so reckless and careless, and you knew about it, and you didn't tell me.
Yeah, you
did it anyway.
Yeah, it was just very selfish or whatever.
Like you may have contracted this before we ever met, but you never told me about it. You put my life in danger. You put other people's lives in danger. I just can't be with somebody that way.
It's a type of betrayal that is just too much for some people to handle.
Yeah. Second is abusing a child sexually. That is a wound that
most people Most people just can't.
Yeah, it's not something, you know, and honestly, you got to ask yourself, should I even do that?
Should I even stay with them?
Yeah, should I even stay with somebody that has abused my child sexually or hit on my child, maybe my stepchild? And so...
So made advances towards them. Maybe they didn't actually have sex, but they made advances.
Yeah, that's something you have to look at and think about. But that is a wound that people sometimes I've seen really struggle with, like, you know,
what am I doing here?
I'm betraying my child by continuing to stay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Another wound that makes it really hard to heal is being betrayed in a short relationship.
Oh, okay, so they haven't had enough time to really establish a bond or a real deep closeness.
Yeah, being betrayed like within probably the first 2 years is going to very often lead to the affair ending the relationship.
Okay, so
because you're not really totally attached to that person. You're becoming attached, but within a short while, within a short period of marriage, short period of dating, for a lot of folks, is going to be a wound that doesn't heal. Because the common theme in all this is, my good sense says not to stay. This is not good for me. This isn't healthy for me. That's the common theme in all of these. And so I would say the fourth thing is getting stuck in a negative cycle of not being able to really get what you feel like is the truth. This is tricky because I'm not a human lie detector. I don't know when people are being honest and when people are being dishonest. I really don't know. Sometimes we use a polygraph examiner. He is, I think, very good at what he does. I trust him. Sometimes he has somebody comes in who he thinks, you know, is acting innocent, but in reality, the polygraph says they're not innocent.
That they're not telling the truth.
Yeah, and so people our human trust, or let me say that differently, our human ability to judge whether someone's lying or not is about 50-50. Like, you just don't know. And so...
if someone feels like their spouse or their partner is not being completely honest, then
that would be a situation where people get stuck in.
They get stuck, and it's very hard to mend that.
Because then, how do you repair that? Like, I need you to be honest. I need you to tell me what you did on that night.
Whether they are actually being honest or not.
Yeah. And that's an unfortunate situation, especially if you're being honest. Because it's like, there's not a whole lot of reassuring you can do.
Right.
I mean, you got to like start looking at other things, other caring behaviors, and other things you can do. But you've got to. It always starts with honesty.
Yeah.
But not everybody is gonna put their feet down, you know, dig their heels in, and say, "I got to have the truth, no matter what." Some people, you know, want the truth and need it, but you know, not everybody has this "if I don't get it, I'm done" attitude, and that really causes them to shut off. A lot of people can get by not getting the full story and the full truth, but once somebody says, "I need it," you know, they really need it.
Yeah,
and when they really dig in and they really
go for the truth.
Yeah, and sometimes folks like that who really need the truth and who really dig in and, you know, I gotta have it, and they make it a more important thing. They've been hurt before in the past by maybe a previous spouse or in their childhood. They had key people in their life, key attachment figures in their life that they couldn't really trust. And so getting the truth is a way to, I need to know I can trust you. I've been burned by all these other people, but I need to know I can trust you. And so I'm really sinking my teeth into this one. I'm not going to let this go until I know I get the truth. And so...
but knowing that they have the truth is kind of the catch.
But they may not really believe that they even have it to begin with.
Right. No matter what.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what I think you're saying, because everybody needs the truth, but these particular individuals are so enamored with getting the truth that they're so afraid that they don't have it, even when they might actually have the truth.
Yeah, and I have no way of knowing if they do or they don't. You know, I just don't know. Obviously, there's always common sense, there's always logic, you know, that kind of thing, but I don't always know, and people don't always behave according to common sense and logic.
Right.
So that's the fourth thing. The fifth thing is the one who's been betrayed have a history of cutting people off. Is that how they've done relationships in the past? Have they cut a parent off in the past? Have they cut off friends? Have they cut off other people? And here you are, like, you've injured them, they've been betrayed. There may be a good chance that they're going to cut you off. in that sense, it's a wound that can't be healed.
So you're saying that the person who's been betrayed cuts off the betrayer?
Yeah.
And that's just the way that they deal with hurts. They just cut it out of their life.
They just avoid it completely, cut people out. They've learned that as a way to cope and deal with stress and difficult people. So that is one way. And then I guess the final way, and there may be others, obviously, but it's kind of like a final straw event. It's an event that's the final straw. It's like it's been happening for this long. This has been a repetitive pattern. I see this with sex addiction because that tends to be very repetitive. Tends to happen, without really getting help with that. It tends to continue. And so sometimes sex addiction tends to be
a wound that just cannot heal.
Because it's repetitive and they're not getting help for it.
Okay.
And it's the final straw.
Gotcha.
So I've been with you, you've done X, Y, Z. None of this has to be fatal.
Right.
Obviously, some of this is going to be like child abuse because people start wondering, like, why am I with you? What is wrong with me that I'm still here? I'm betraying my own child. What kind of parent am I to let you still be here with me? That's probably going to be the most fatal. But these tend to be the things that cause people to not. These are injuries that people really, honestly, it's not that they can't heal from them. What causes people to do is it causes them to question their judgment. What is wrong with me if I'm still here going through this? Now everybody says that to a degree.
Right.
But I'm talking about like this is a whole different level. This isn't like, what am I doing here? You just cheated on me, and I thought we had a good marriage and he's been a good guy, or this is like a whole different level than what most people have experienced. And I've only encountered this out of, I don't know, gosh, of all the couples I've worked with, we've worked with a lot.
Maybe 50. Maybe
that fit this mold, less than 50.
Okay.
I'm thinking like probably 10.
With like the abuse piece.
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple times. I've had the life in danger because of the affair, contracting something that could kill me. I've had that happen a couple times. Being betrayed in a short relationship, I've had that happen. Obviously, that can happen quite a bit. Getting stuck in a negative cycle where we're not able to get out of it because I can't trust you, that's actually common, but I only see that a handful of times a year or two. But all of these are not super common. Maybe final straw could be common.
Yeah.
That I might see. So what I'm trying to say is I don't want everybody listening to this thinking like, this is us. You cheated on me, you son of a gun, and I can't get over this. You don't know until you're really working with the right help.
Right.
And you're working with a seasoned pro, and you're working with somebody who's really an expert in affair recovery.
Right.
And so you don't really know. Now, you don't really know until you try to work on it.
Right.
And so this podcast is really about hope. It's really a message of hope that you can work through things.
Absolutely.
And so if you're
even if you do fall into one of these categories, it doesn't mean gloom and doom. It doesn't mean you're totally over.
Because there's a whole lot of other things that have to take place.
Yeah, a lot of different factors, a lot of different decision-making points that people have to make. And so it's really individualized. I mean, it's based on the couple. But this is what you've seen that people have gone through that has made it very difficult and for some impossible to overcome. So with that,
I would say you guys can heal through this. You guys can work through this. It's actually not mission impossible. It's really a matter of getting the right help. That's why we have coaching. That's why we do retreats. That's why we have these different options available for you guys. And so we're here to serve you, and you can do it. Yeah.
And you can visit our website, healingbrokentrust.com, to learn more about how you can partner with us to help you heal your relationships. That's healingbrokentrust.com. So until next time,
thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
Are you ready to take the next step? Go to healingbrokentrust.com and schedule your one-on-one coaching call today. That's healingbrokentrust.com.